Before today's video, I want to say a huge thanks to everyone for allowing me to hit 7,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's truly a crazy number, and along with the 1,000 plus members we have in the Discord, I am extremely grateful and it genuinely means a lot to me. So thank you all very much. I am going to be starting a free weekly newsletter. I know a lot of you may not have Discord, but everyone has email, right? Feel free to sign up. It won't be spammed or cluttered, just concise market updates, that's both crypto and financial, projects to keep an eye on, with some finance tips or quotes that I think you all may find useful. Link is down below, check it out. Yes, I know markets are bad right now. Sentiment is atrocious, and it's very difficult for the majority of you to buy in these times. It's a psychological battle which even the most experienced of investors struggle to control. However, we've all heard be greedy when others are fearful. You can play it safe by buying stocks, investing in the S&P 500, or even just buying Bitcoin right now. Everything is at a discount, and over the mid to long term, you will most likely make money. However, I know my community. I know the mixture in here. Many have an extremely high risk tolerance, a go big or go home type style. Some of you enjoy allocating a small portion of your investable wealth towards these higher risk ventures for the potential higher rewards, or maybe just for the thrill of the game, who knows. So that is what this video is for. Please remember the risk here is very high. I split these up into 3 categories: low high risk, medium high risk, and high risk. I'm just trying to hammer home that the risk is high regardless. Feel free to view it as, lower risk here and increasingly risky down here. There are 2 coins for each level I will discuss today. I didn't want the video to be too long. There are other good projects out there, but from these levels, I like the look of these current ones. This won't be an in-depth video. The discussions there go on in my Discord, which is free, so join. But these are just 6 projects of varying levels of high risk, remember, which you can take a look at and judge for yourself whether they're worth your money. And one final time, I reiterate, this is a high risk strategy. The markets may not recover. Some of these projects might fizzle out. You may lose all of what you put in, but the flip side is we might be close to a bottom. The markets may begin to recover, and we end up buying these projects at their lows or near their lows. And if they go on to fulfill their potential, the rewards will be insane. As long as you understand that this is the case and remain objective, there won't be any problems. I ain't a YouTuber like 99% of them where I try and sell you a project or take shady dealings on the side. This is purely my objective opinion. Stay till the end of the video where I'll give a wrap up and summary, including what sort of investment strategy you should consider with these coins. So beginning with my first low high risk coin, it is of course going to be BitTensor. This is the digital marketplace for intelligence where anyone can contribute, connect and innovate freely, be it language models, image generation, file storage, compute, you name it. A subnet for whatever can be created within BitTensor's ecosystem. I actually cannot believe the prices we are seeing here. It's funny because this comes in the midst of the most encouraging development to the network to date, dynamic TAO. This turns BitTensor from a market susceptible to bribes, power struggles, and overall inefficiencies into a free market economy. The best subnets or projects within BitTensor will be rewarded the most, therefore developers are incentivized and motivated to be innovative and dedicated to their project, benefiting everyone. AI will still be the leading narrative over the next year onwards. It ain't going anywhere both outside of crypto or within crypto. And the need for decentralized, democratized AI will only become more apparent in my personal opinion anyway. Therefore, what better place to look than BitTensor? The model is unique, it has first mover advantage, it's backed by the likes of Barry Silbert and Grayscale. I think it'll make a huge push to be the #1 ranked AI crypto and solidify itself there. Now you decide for yourself what valuation that title deserves. Right now, TAO is about $250, $2 billion market cap. Look what's above it. If TAO reached 25 to 30 billion in market cap, would anyone point fingers and say that it's overvalued? No. I still think TAO is a multi-4-figure coin. 2 to 2.5k TAO is realistic in a bull scenario, but worst case, even $1,000 is a strong return from here. I think it's only a matter of time when the narrative and attention swings back to AI, and when it does, TAO should be geared to move up quickly. The next pick in this category for me is Casper. Another incredibly strong fundamental project. I've mentioned this one many times on this channel and there are a lot of Casper lovers in my community. I think it's a great project. So I want to keep the analysis on Casper very brief today as I realized I haven't actually made a dedicated video on the coin yet, which is surprising because I've mentioned it so many times on this channel. So I'll be looking to drop that soon when the time is right. But for now, we all know the basics of Casper. It's a layer 1 coin solving the blockchain trilemma: security, scalability and decentralization. It's the world's first block DAG, it's completely fair launched, proof of work implementing the Ghost DAG protocol, but I'll cover all of that in depth soon. A recent milestone to note for Casper was reaching 10 blocks per second on testnet. This might not mean much to you, but just for comparison, Bitcoin operates at 1 block every 10 minutes, Ethereum is 1 block every 12 seconds, and Solana is about 2.5 blocks per second. So you can see how CAS blows them all out the water here in terms of speed. The block DAG tech scales without needing layer 2 solutions, avoiding additional complexity, and it retains its security by sticking to the proof of work model. Casper's community is probably the most cultish I've seen in crypto, alongside Ripple. It's crazy, these guys are no joke. The belief and conviction CAS holders have in their project is admirable, even through tough times. CAS's performance has been underwhelming for a while. Yes, it's not got the sparkly AI tag alongside, which may play a factor, and let's not forget utility plays bled pretty much all of 2024, but that doesn't mean its time won't come. CAS was basically in a bear market last year, but I have no doubts on the potential over the mid to long term. It's a low high risk play given the cult community and already established market cap and fundamentals. As for what this can do, a 10x at 70-80 cents is absolutely possible and probable. $20 billion in market cap for this tech is definitely got a lot more potential than most of the projects above it right now. It's just a matter of when and whether you can hold on to this. A lot of CAS guys I know won't be selling their CAS regardless of market conditions. $1 for what's on offer is achievable too. It's just very undervalued at these current prices. Moving on to the medium high risk category, beginning with Anyone Protocol. You guys know I'm such a huge fan of this project, and this is kind of a unique business proposal because the use case for Anyone transcends crypto. Technically, this is a real life project with real life demand, leveraging cryptocurrency. It's the largest decentralized privacy network in the world. If you remember Tor browser, this is that, but on steroids. Onion routing, encrypting traffic, and overall network privacy. Tor in over 20 years reached about 7,000 relays. In only 2 years, Anyone has hit 11,000 registered relays. The speed and innovation is clear to see. The main difference between the two projects is relay operators now are incentivized with Anyone. They are paid in the token to host relays, making it more scalable, secure, decentralized, solving all the previous pitfalls. The website is one of the most beautiful I've seen in crypto, thoroughly professional, and they have their own physical hardware plug-and-play device, which honestly looks like something Apple would produce. But you can also host virtual relays. The team is incredibly capable, and they've onboarded devs from Helium, which I'll get onto in a bit, but the tokenomics are great. 100 million max supply with about 90% in circulation right now. So many partnerships across gaming, AI, DeFi, real-world assets, you name it. And as soon as devs begin to use the Anyone SDK and build the apps via Anyone, I think it'll really kick off. Current prices are so laughable that I've been buying more of Anyone. I never thought we'd get this low again. We're down 85% from its high. The risk is, of course, it's a privacy project. Laws and regulations can hinder progress. It may struggle to get onto certain exchanges, but I don't know. Monero managed to do well, Zcash too, and remember, the demand for the privacy network itself is already there. But I have to compare this with Helium, a similar depin project from last cycle which made serious waves. The devs from Helium saw the huge potential in Anyone, left HNT, and came to work on this project. If that isn't a cosign of confidence, I don't know what is. HNT reached $5 billion in market cap last cycle. If Anyone does the same, that's $50 per token. I think this is a much more polished, refined, and proven use case. What's to say it can't get there? Even half of that. $25 would be 2.5 billion market cap. Even double digits, just $10 is a 30x from here. Let me know your thoughts. The other mid-high risk play that I want to bring to your attention is Cubic. I have a love-hate relationship with this coin. Cubic has so much going for it on paper, but there is a risk with this one which I can't quite put my finger on. So, similar to CAS, Cubic is a trilemma solving layer 1. The tech is different here. We've got proof of useful work and a quorum-based algorithm. It already has smart contracts which hit 55 million TPS, which is crazy fast. We've got feeless transactions and instant finality. Based off of all of that, it's a stellar project in its own right. Then you throw in AGARF, Cubic's answer to artificial intelligence. This is their goal to reach true AGI, something which hasn't been done yet. The excess compute is used to train the teacher, which is their AI model. Some may call this concept far-fetched, but if anyone can pull it off, it's CFB, the guy behind IOTA and NXT. He's been in crypto since day one of the earliest investors in Bitcoin. So early that there are conspiracies linking him to being Satoshi himself, but I'll let you read up on that. So the hate part of Cubic stems from the PA chart. Like I said earlier, on paper, this project is incredible, but the price has been absolutely battered. Dumps from the miners and increasing FUD over the last year have played a significant part. I called Cubic at various points last year the highest risk return coin in crypto, and since I said that, Cubic pulled a 3.5-4x in November and was one of the stronger performing coins. However, fast forward a couple months and we undid all of those gains and even dropped lower to about $700-800 per billion, which is just insane. We have recovered a little bit since then and are sat at the same point as we were throughout various points last year. So the number one question is, can Cubic run it back one more time and repeat the comeback, except this time push on? Remember, this is a project which hit 1 billion in market cap being on tier 4 exchanges, SafeTrade and TradeOga. That was unheard of in crypto and hasn't been done since. It's a monumental achievement. Apparently there's a tier 1 listing on the way soon, and Monero mining to be confirmed too. All in all, this is a fundamentally multi-billion dollar project sitting at only $100 million in market cap. It has the community, the team, the tech, the right narratives, the low unit bias, all the ingredients to be cooking up something tasty in the near future. You can see why the risk is high, but the potential is enormous too. Finally, we move on to the high risk coins. I like these projects, but the risk with them is extremely high. Well, duh. A mixture of price action, market cap, and other variables. The first one is Realio Network. This one has bled ridiculously. It's an RWA project, a layer 1 ecosystem, allowing the tokenization of assets amongst other RWA solutions. We have the investment platform, a freehold wallet, and also something called districts, which is like buying virtual land, but not enough information has been released on this so far. As far as RWA projects go, I believe this one has a strong use case, team, and tokenomics. The token supply was increased last year to incentivize more validators. It led to some FUD, but this was quickly absorbed by the market as people realized it wouldn't affect Rio investors significantly, especially over the next 12 to 24 months. But yeah, the team is solid with pedigree. They're fully doxed and you can find their LinkedIn profiles online. The CEO, Derek, has been very active on Twitter lately, discussing all things crypto and providing updates here and there on Rio. But Rio has fallen heavily, down to 20 cents from highs of almost $3 last year. The huge risk you have to navigate here is, of course, with the low market cap. This is incorrect, by the way, it's about 14 million. I do believe RWA hasn't had its full push yet as a narrative, and it's still to come. It could be the surprise narrative we get in 2025, beginning with Ondo. Rio is a high potential coin in this sector, but there are still risks. A market cap of only 14 million will be attractive to a lot of you degens watching this video though. It's very interoperable between chains, being on Ethereum, Binance, Stellar, and Solana. Lots of boxes ticked, just the execution has to be right. A 10x to similar highs last year would still put it at only 100 million in market cap, which is very feasible. If it really garners attention, we could see it go to $5 and beyond. Finally, we got the highest risk coin on the list today, which is Quill. Common theme with Quill here as the rest, a fundamentally strong project which has been seriously let down by terrible PA. So Quill is arguably the most revolutionary project on this list, looking to create the new internet, decentralized and private. Privacy is the narrative and sovereignty of your own data. The tech is excellent, multi-party computation, sharded hypergraphs, high TPS, think Amazon Web Services, but the decentralized, web-free, and just overall better version. The vision from the CEO, Cassie Hart, is extraordinary. She's an ex-Coinbase engineer, allegedly was on a salary of over $1 million per annum, which she gave up to pursue Quill, fully funded and developed by her with another cult community. But where did it all go wrong? Miners have dumped the shit out of this coin. Before the token was even launched, there was a cabal who were mining on the network and therefore received a huge amount of tokens which they dumped at various points. There was another coordinated dump towards the end of last year on the verge of the release of Quill 2.0. There have also been delays to the launch of certain milestones, which isn't a good look for any project. So, a mixed bag. On one hand, you've got the big brain lead, the cult community, the good use case and the exquisite tech. And then on the other, you've got the mining issues, the poor price action, and the privacy narrative. Quill performed quite well last year, getting to 45 cents before dropping. Once 2.1 is launched and we finally get native Quill, I believe a lot of sentiment will be restored. They may even reset the price chart for native Quill for a fresh start, which could be a huge and good move to be honest, as I know seeing this would put a lot of investors off. Cassie has hinted that 2.1 is on the way very soon, along with potential major partnerships too. The risk here is, no recovery and the project dies. But that's the risk with a lot of these coins. At $30 million in market cap, Quill is undervalued for the potential it has. Should they get the ball rolling and start delivering, is $1 out the equation? I don't know. It's all speculation at the end of the day. So are these new coins? No, but they are strong coins with a great chance of recovery. That doesn't mean all these coins will recover, or at least may not push to previous highs or make new ones. I hope they do, but nothing is guaranteed. Hence why these are all still high risk. But this isn't me getting paid or whatever to push this. I have based my arguments here on the tech, the team, the developments, the communities. These projects tick all these boxes at various market caps and risk levels. I've made in-depth videos on all bar Casper, so you can check them out to see where I'm coming from. I ain't a moon boy or a delusional investor. I will say don't buy all of these. These are a mixture of narratives. Pick whichever ones you think will do well. I don't advise holding too many projects unless you have high capital to invest. Also, please don't go all in. Please keep cash on the side for new projects or narratives, because they absolutely will come. Remember, all you need is one project to take off and you can make all your money back, recoup any losses and make tidy profit. For a lot of these, we don't even have to make new highs. It's very good returns to all-time highs or even recent highs. We just got to see what the market offers us. But aside from that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. It's been a while since I made one focused on projects, and these are coins which, like I've said, are high risk, but are at least somewhat established in the space. The time for new riskier coins ain't here yet, but as soon as it is, I will be bringing them to your attention, so subscribe if you're interested. Again, I appreciate all the support, thank you so much. Please sign up to the newsletter and join the Discord, the links are down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.